Hello, Libra. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Lima Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Already shuffled. We're going to do relationship first, single second, and oracle cards come out where needed. Libra. What do we have for Libra? That's not where that goes. I feel like I want to take this card out, but I'm feeling like this is it's a sort of warning. You got the Ace of Wands, and it's floating around the reading a little bit, which makes me wonder why this is floating. I'm going to keep it to the top here just to let it come back where necessary. It's almost like, where is that wand actually going to hit? It seems like it's floating around. And what is this card that flew off the table? Mermaid Magic Seduction. So there is passion here. There's moving forward in a passionate way, but I feel like this is like floating around. Like this is something that can make the situation better, but like where it's going to land is the question. And I almost feel like one of the reasons it's kind of floating is because it's subject to your situation personally. I feel like they're saying at the right time, pulling in the passion and bringing back the love to this situation could really improve it. But it's like bringing back the passionate moment. Having a passionate, intimate moment between you and your partner could really set things back in order. Balance things right back out. Like I feel like it could put things back in balance. A passionate moment between you and your partner, one-on-one, intimacy. At some point during this situation, I feel like it would really balance things out a lot better. It seems like it's really warranted. You definitely have to take it with a grain of salt and decide on your particular situation where this would fit best, when this would fit best. Because I feel like when I'm coming into this situation, you have the Queen of Swords, your partner has the High Priestess. I don't feel like you're seeing eye to eye right now. I don't feel like you're seeing eye to eye. I feel like you have certain thoughts and ideas about where things should go. And what I'm really noticing is these two cards, the people are looking different ways. You're the Queen of Wands or Queen of Swords. Your partner is the High Priestess. You're looking different ways, and you seem to think this is the best way to go. This is why. Your partner's like, well, I think we should consider this way and think about, what are the drawbacks of going your way, and what are the drawbacks of going this way. And they seem to be more in a like, let's look at it a little closer. Let's look at the details of the situation. Let's think about like maybe if we do it a different way, what type of different outcome we should have. I don't feel like you're seeing eye to eye to this. And I'm getting this also, like, your spiritual cards, you have the Empress. You know where you stand, and you're like, no, I need this to work out this way for other reasons. You might not be telling your partner the full story because you don't want to cause problems. If you're not telling them everything, you're thinking, if I tell them everything, it could become more of a bee in the bonnet situation for your partner. It might aggravate them. So you're trying to keep things together. You're trying to keep everybody getting along. And you're not, there might be some details. I feel like there are some details you're not sharing with your partner, but your partner seems to be getting the clue that there's something else they're missing and they're trying to get it out of you. You don't really want to share it because you're like, this could cause a bigger problem, and I don't really want to do that. You're not seeing eye to eye. I'm getting here over and over again, you're not seeing eye to eye. But your partner seems to think there's more to the situation than meets the eye. I feel like internally you're like, well, yeah, that's true, but there's reasons I'm not saying certain things. I don't want to make a situation worse than it already is, so I'm trying to keep certain things out of the situation, certain things out of frame, if you will. So I feel like, again, at some point, if you bring back a passionate moment, a passionate, intimate moment between you and your partner could really put things in balance for you. It could really squelch fears or calm the discord and actually put you back both on the same even level to where you're both moving forward together and you're not kind of like trying to find out what the other one knows, that type of thing. I really feel like it would really kind of like bring it back to base level for both of you. Like a very strong, intimate, passionate moment between the two of you, a very loving moment. Because I really feel like your partner just keeps coming towards you, wants more information. They have the Knight of Swords. They have the good cheer, though, which is telling me, I feel like one of their tactics, they're trying to come at you, they're trying to get you in a good mood, thinking if they butter you up a little bit, you might slip and tell them a couple of things that you're holding back. They seem to be convinced that you're holding some information back. It makes me kind of giggle because I think if this reading is really hitting with you, you are holding a couple things back for good reason, but there are a couple things you're trying to keep out of frame. And it's kind of funny because they're like, I feel like you're kind of looking at this like, well, yeah, but I can't tell you certain things for a reason. Like, I got to just keep a couple things out of frame because it'll make things much worse. I feel like you keep going over this in your head. Like, it's not that I don't want to tell you, it's just I don't want to make this a bigger problem than it is. I don't want to make it worse. So, when your partner comes towards you and tries to butter you up, I feel for a lot of you, this is the green light to where you can move this into an intimate moment and have a very good, close, intimate moment, have a good time, have a little bit of fun, and make this into a moment where you're just enjoying each other. And I just feel like you can distract your partner a little bit. That sounds a little bit manipulative, but that's how it's coming through, like squelching some fears. I feel like that's what's coming through here. Bro, take it with a grain of salt. Take it where you want to take it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how you're going to feel about that. Like, I feel like you could actually kind of move this forward with a moment like that. And the death card is where you would stand. You might be able to move forward and move past this situation and actually get to resolve it and let it go through a moment like that. I don't know what to say about that. That's how it's coming through. I definitely just read the cards as the information comes. I don't know how that sounds. I'm just like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. Because I feel like the way the situation's going, if you don't distract them a little bit, and if they find out, see, this is the challenge card for your partner. I literally feel if they find out these extra details that you're trying to hold back, I feel like they're going to be very upset about that. The information will upset them. It's funny because I think one of the reasons it's kind of weird for me to feel this is because my moon is Aries and I'm just more of the person to, like, if there's a problem, let's just face it. It may not be pretty, but it's better to just see it for what it is, to deal with it. Libra's kind of the opposite. They're kind of like, you know what, if it's not going to help a situation, why bring it forward? Or if there's a better way to do it, if we don't have to hurt somebody's feelings, why hurt somebody's feelings? Let's go around it and do something else with it. So maybe that's why I'm a little conflicted with it, because it just feels a little contrary to the way I would handle something. But they're saying if the truth comes forward, it will hurt your partner's feelings. They will be upset about it. They will be quite devastated about this information. They will not like it. You seem to know that quite well. And your challenge card is the Tower card. You're trying to avoid the Tower card. You know this information is not light. It's not little. It's going to really cause a problem. The way they're presenting this, what you're doing is the better way to do it because it's not going to have a positive feeling here. I'm getting you're trying to stop your partner from experiencing this devastation. If you can't stop them from doing that and they pull the information out of you or get the information one way or another, the Tower card is what you're afraid is going to happen. And it could cause more problems with other people, more problems down the line. You got passion here too with the Tower and with the Queen of Swords. You're very passionately trying to protect your partner from this. I really feel you have protective energy, especially with the Empress in your spiritual sense. The reason you're trying to protect them from this information is because you're seeing what it could do to them. You don't want to do that. You don't want that to happen. So I got to give you credit. The reason you're doing this is for very good reasons. And if it's not going to make anything better, I guess I can't really argue with that. The way this information is coming through, they're saying this, the way you want to handle it, this should work. This should be okay. Because I feel like if it does come out, if it does see the light of day, it could create more animosity than anything good. So I feel like you holding your ground and not saying what you don't want to say, it keeps your partner from finding out the truth because they got the Two of Swords there. I actually feel in this situation, communication doesn't come to them. They have questions that are unanswered. certain things don't make sense, and they know that there's certain parts that don't match up, but you're not letting them in. You're not letting them know what those things are because you're like, that's going to make things worse. You're not really going to like the answers. So I feel like if you're successful in keeping them from finding that out, I do feel you getting this situation to move on without the truth coming forward in this sense, they're saying you're smart doing that. I feel like if the truth comes out, it's going to create more animosity. It will create more problems. If the truth comes out at some time later on down the road, it'll be a better time when it can be better handled. I have to give this credit because I found this out the hard way. The truth does seem to have to come forward sooner or later. Sometimes it helps people if the truth comes out later because people have a chance to step away from a situation. People can see things in a different light. People have a better perspective. They've desensitized themselves a little bit from what's actually happening. Sometimes later is better. I've learned it the hard way. When I was young, I don't think you could have convinced me of that. Not that I'm that old, but you know what I'm saying. So I feel like you're doing what you need to do. According to this reading, the way this energy feels, you're on the right path. You're doing what's right for the situation. And I'm getting your partner will greatly benefit from it. Judgment will go in their favor by not knowing this information at this time. It may show up later on down the road, but when it does, it'll be better handled. It'll be a better time for it to come forward. Still might be a little bit uncomfortable, but not as devastating as it would be if it comes forward now. So I feel like they're validating. The way you're handling this is a good idea. The way you're doing this is smart. You're protecting your partner. It seems right. To me, it feels like the right thing to do, the way this energy is coming through. Take it with a grain of salt. You got to decide what you feel about it, definitely. I think we're there, though. All right, so that's Libra relationship. Let's see what we have for Libra singles. If you could hear the cranky dog in the background, that's Farrell, my older one. Every now and then he just decides he wants something. So I'm guessing I'll have to take them out soon. It's just kind of walking out here like, you're reading again, so I have to wait. So dramatic. He's definitely one of my most dramatic pet, that's for sure. What do we have for Libra singles? What do we have for Libra singles? Messages for Libra singles. Messages for Libra singles. The cat's quite dramatic too, actually. If you've seen any videos where he does his stuff. I think I have a lot of dramatic pets, actually. What do we have for Libra singles? Yeah, we're good? Okay. The Strength card. The Strength card. I feel like that's going over the whole... You know what? I think... From what I'm seeing here... Was it Sagittarius, I want to say? They had a very good ending, but it was a rough trip getting there. You might have the same type of feel here. Libras, yeah. Let go of the outcome. Psychic protection, pulling out from the bottom. Okay. What are you... Letting go of control or something here is coming for your side. Let's see where we're going. Now, when I'm seeing you come into this situation, or when I see this situation first coming around towards you, I feel there's a person that really just kind of bothers you. I feel like this is how this starts out. When I'm getting this Page of Wands, I feel like there's this person around you that just kind of bothers you a little bit. Something about them and the way they move and the way they talk, it just kind of it bothers you a little bit. And I feel like as this is coming forward, you've decided to use your abilities to keep this person at bay for now. They seem to bother. I don't know if it's a good feeling or bad feeling. It doesn't sit with you. Like you're not comfortable with this energy is what I'm getting. When they first come around you, you're just not comfortable with them. And I'm getting the Magician is where you're standing, but your thoughts are with the Hanged Man, which tells me that you're causing the situation to not move forward, but you're also not causing it to move away. You're not allowing it to move forward, but you're not pushing it away at the same time. You want to keep it where it is. you really don't seem to want it to change. And you're using your intellect to keep it just where it is. Not progressing, not regressing. So this person's still around. It's almost like you want more time to really evaluate where they truly stand, who they truly are. Now, I feel like this person at this point has been around for a little while. And there's moments where it seems like you really like them, and there's moments where you don't seem to really feel like they really match where you're going in life. And I'm getting you're watching them with the Page of Swords. You got the Queen of Pentacles coming in where you're like, I just don't know if I'm ever going to be comfortable with this person. And but they got your interest. They're like a mystery. And you're like, I don't understand them a little bit. They make me a little uncomfortable. I keep my eye on them. I don't seem to be figuring anything out with them. I'm trying to. I'm not letting them advance closer to me, but I'm not letting them get any farther away from me. But literally everything just seems to be staying in the same position. No new information. Nothing going away. Nothing going any farther ahead. And what I'm getting here is kind of like you got the Strength card with the Five of Cups at the top here. It's kind of like, I really don't know what I want to do with this situation. It's kind of how I'm feeling. I don't know what I want to do with this person, but I'm starting to think that maybe I should let them just kind of go off on their own, or just kind of like let go of the situation and just see what happens. Because I feel like that's what they're leading you towards. The Strength and the Five of Cups. Like, you don't really know if it really matters what they feel. You don't really know if it's like how much they really affect you. Like, whatever their life is, maybe that's just their life, and maybe you should just like walk away from it and just let them live their life. I feel like you might just stop keeping an eye on them, for one. Because the Strength with the Five of Cups is telling me, like, I don't really know if I should be on guard with this one, but I'm not finding anything to support them being a problem, and it's just starting to drain me to keep an eye on them. So maybe it's becoming too much of a thing. So I'm just going to like distance myself from them, or just like ignore the situation altogether. I'm getting Judgment here coming forward with the let go. I feel like you're literally letting go, and you're not keeping an eye on them anymore. And you're just kind of like, whatever you were doing to try to get a better idea about where they stand, or if they were really going to be a threat to you or anything, I just feel like you're just letting it go. You're just like, I'm not even going to pay attention. I'm not even going to worry about it. They're living their life. Let them live their life. You're letting them go. Ironically, when you let go and you stop trying to keep an eye on them and find out where they really stand, you stop trying to get more information. You stop keeping them at bay, but you stop keeping them in the circle at the same time. You just literally let go of the whole thing. Whatever happens, it happens. It's kind of like letting go of a balloon. Like, if it flies away, it flies away. Whatever. That's when they come towards you. But I'm noticing this glamour here. They got glamour with the Knight of Cups. The glamour, I feel like there is a little something about this person. I'm not even sure what. Something about them, I almost feel like your sixth sense is warning you that something isn't matching. Keep your eye open for this one as you keep going forward, because I feel like once you let go and you stop keeping an eye on them, I feel like they don't like that. They like the attention. They knew you were keeping an eye on them. I feel like they liked it. They were kind of like soaking that energy up. They liked the attention. Even if you weren't giving them direct attention, they knew that you were keeping an eye on them. They seemed to have known it. And when you stop doing that, you seem disinterested in playing the game anymore, that's when they really come towards you and like, oh, no, I want you to keep playing. And now they advance towards you with the Knight of Cups. They do like you, though. But the glamour here is saying something isn't what it seems. What comes next is the romance with the Ace of Cups. Once you stop watching them and keeping an eye on them, they start moving forward towards you, and they start showing you all these things. They're trying to get your attention. They're trying to really win you over. They want to win you over. That glamour card bothers me. Just keep your mind together. Keep your mind sharp on this one, because I feel like they're really going to schmooze you a bit. They're really going to try to bowl you over with sweet things, is what I'm getting. They're really going to try to be nice to you. I feel like there's kind of like, they like the mental mental aspect. They like mental games. I feel like that might be part of it. They like to be challenged. I'm not saying it's a bad energy, but it might be exhausting if you're not careful or you don't know what you're getting into. Because sometimes people, I know there's people who they seem to thrive on that. When two people who both thrive on that get together, they can knock their socks off. That's great. But if one person isn't into that and the other one is, it can be very draining. The trick is if you end up finding yourself attracted to somebody that does like mind games, if you see it for what they're doing, if you see it for an actual game and you're not into it, it's easier to disconnect from it and easier just to kind of like let it be and not get upset about little things that you might come your way. So see it for what it is. When I'm seeing these last two cards, I'm getting this person showing you a lot of affection. I'm seeing you do like them. But if you're having that inkling in the very beginning, like something makes you a little uncomfortable, this may be a person who very much thrives on mind games. If you can see through that and see when they're playing those things, you might be able to work with that. You might be able to. Some people, they're okay with that. They can roll with it. Doesn't seem to faze them. But if it's something that really gets to you or bothers you, see it for what it is before you get too deep. That's all I'm saying. Even though those are two very good cards to end with, I'm getting that glamour is just kind of like, see this person for who they really are. As long as you're okay with it. I'm not getting like a bad energy, like negative. I'm getting a mischievous energy. This is a general read though, so take that with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.